whirlwind couple of weeks for you, really. What with the Australian Open, congratulations on your run there. What's your sort of reflections on it all?
Yeah, it's been a great start to 2010 for me. Didn't really know what to expect, obviously, with the pre-season and obviously having about a month off and not competing. But I think when I look back on the trip, it's been an amazing trip already. It's been a great start to 2010 for me. Qualified back-to-back into really strong WTA tournaments. I had a really big win against Czechotadze at Hobart, the second tournament. And then going into Australian Open, I knew that my preparation was really good and I was feeling confident, and I was kind of like ready to go, and it was kind of like fingers crossed I'd have a good draw, and when the draw came out I did, and it was really trying to take advantage of it, and I really did that, and I'm just really proud and chuffed that I made the third round.
I noticed you sort of said, was there a kind of regret as well that you said you kind of underperformed, you felt, against Safina? Was that
Yeah,
the case?
do you know what? It was one of those combinations where I felt that I didn't really show her, my level, and I think that I would have loved to have performed better. But it was one of those combinations where I underperformed and she performed very well. And the experience was fantastic. She's 2 in the world and she's there for a reason. She's a very good player. And I got her on the day that she played very well. But I think just the experience of it was fantastic, and it's given me a lot of things to work on and get better and hopefully move forwards and keep improving my ranking.
I mean, you've had some tough times in the last couple of years. Is this sort of the just reward for kind of sticking at it, do you think?
Yeah, it hasn't been easy. I was pretty much on the verge of retiring a year and a half ago, and thanks to my coach Nina Severino, he kind of stuck by me and really got me through the difficult times. And I think when I look back to think that I could have been probably coaching somewhere and not really experiencing this, that it kind of makes it all worthwhile, definitely.
And how important a role has Ipswich Sports Club played in that? I mean, I know this is obviously like your training base now. How important has that been?
Well, yeah, it's huge, because obviously, like you said, this is my training base, so they've been fantastic with courts. We come in and we book the courts, and they let us train here, and they've got everything that I pretty much need, the gym and access to the tennis courts, so they are really fantastic.
And have there been lots of well wishers around town and the local area that sort of wishing you well and congratulating you?
Yeah, there has been. There's been a couple of people that I actually just came back from the time, so I just had to go and get a few things and sort a few things out before I go off next. And a couple of people have recognised me in time, and it always kind of catches me by surprise. But everyone's been very positive, and I've had great support from everyone in Ipswich, so it's great.
Fantastic. And what can you put the changes down to, or why do you think there has been the sudden improvement?
Yeah, basically I've been working with Nino Severino for 2 years now, and ever since I've been working with him, he's just completely, changed my program. I mean, we're doing things that I never did before, and he manages my program very well, and he set up he set up kind of a group, a great team of people who come in and work with me, and he manages all that, the strength and conditioning, the injury prevention, the kind of the psych stuff. So I mean, he really looks after kind of my whole program, and it's just made such a big difference. And because we've been very careful with what tournaments I'm meant to be playing, when I'm meant to be resting. I mean, everything's pretty much programmed in a year in advance. So and because obviously we're doing a lot of injury prevention stuff, and he's really keeping an eye on that, I'm able to kind of go on court, play more, play week in, week out, and turn up to more tournaments, and that has really made a big difference.
And are the injuries well now? They're manageable?
Yeah, I mean, I had a big problem with my back. Obviously, I had surgery in 2006, and I had a few problems after that, but probably the last 8 months I haven't had any problems with the back, and that's all thanks to Nina for managing the program really well and understanding what is best for me, what is needed, what isn't, and I haven't, touch wood, I haven't had any problems since, and hopefully I won't.
And obviously before the Australian Open, you're 83 in the world. How high do you think you can go now?
Well, there's a little bit of it's a bit funny, it's a bit of a complication over it because I read that a couple of the newspapers said that I'll move to 73, someone said 80, but I had 160 points to defend from last year because I qualified and won a round, so that was 160 points, and this year I've get into the third round, it's 160 points, so we've kind of looked at it and I don't think I'm going to move up. I'll pretty much stay at the same ranking, but it depends on the other players who defend in points, who have lost points. So, I mean, fingers crossed, you know, I can move at least a couple of spots. But I think the most important thing for me was just to keep, you know, inside the top 100 because I knew going into the Aussie Open, I knew that if I didn't defend the points, I'd drop out the top 100. So I'm just kind of really delighted that I managed to do that.
And how far do you think you can go up the rankings? What's the kind of goal before the end of the year?
Well, I have nothing to defend until probably April time, and we're looking at playing quite a few tournaments from now till then. So hopefully I can, you know, stay injury free and play good tennis and pick up a lot of points and just keep moving up in the rankings.
And obviously, immediately now you've got the Federation Cup. What's that like to play? And is that like a completely different sort of set of circumstances? It's obviously more of a team game. What's that like to play in?
Yeah, do you know what? I really love playing Fed Cup. You know, we all get behind each other. I'm very proud that I represent Great Britain. This is going to be, I think, my eighth or my ninth Fed Cup, and I've got a really good record of my wins at Fed Cups, which I'm really proud of. And you know, we all take it very seriously. We're there to represent our country. We're there to do the best that we can. And you know, we've been in the Group 1 for such a long time. We're always trying to get out of that group into the world group, because we have got really good players now. And you know, there's three of us that two of us at the moment are top 100, and you know, Anne was obviously in the top 100, and you know, we can really give it a good go. So we always enjoy it. Every year we look forward to it, and this time around it's in Portugal, so I've never been there, so it will be very interesting. And
then after that, what's kind of the first tournament that you've got personally?
Well, straight after Fed Cup I go to America for 2 weeks for a challenger event and then a WTA. Then we come home for a week, and then we go to Mexico for a week, and America for I think 3 tournaments, 2 of which are going to be pretty big. They're Indian Wells and Miami, so they're going to be really strong. And then after that we're just going to see where my ranking is, and then kind of just take it from there, because I'm not sure whether I'm going to do the full clay season, or maybe go to Asia to play in the hard courts. It really just depends on my ranking.
And is Wimbledon always at the back of your mind, do you think, or is it too early to think about that?
Do you know what, it's a bit too early. At the moment I really want to make the main draw cut for Paris. Last year I did quite well there actually. It was the first time that I've actually won some matches in Paris. I made last round qualifying, and I ended up losing to the number 1 seed there, who ended up getting to the 3rd round. So I played really well there last year, and so that's why we're kind of a bit in two minds whether we do a full clay season or not. But yeah, I mean, the immediate goal is to make the main draw cut for Paris.
Well, wish you the best of luck.
Thank you very much.
Elena. Thank you.
Thanks.